Hey, what's good, Chad? We're back after a whole hiccup yesterday. Just not being here. It was a very weird day. But we're back. We're here. More Marvel Midnight Suns. I have unironically been wanting to play this game like the entire time. It's been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it. I'm glad to be back to doing it. Yeah. I don't think I really have anything. I might try do something Friday, or just continue this on Friday, despite not being a normal day. Just to make up, but I don't know. We'll see. Kind of depends on what's going on, what I'm doing. It shouldn't be anything. Emphasis on shouldn't. That doesn't mean that I'm not. I'll find out when I find out, I guess. I got nothing else, so I might as well just get right into it. I don't know that my mouse is visible now. I keep forgetting that my mouse is like actually visible. Oh, you know what I should? Oh, there we go. Thank you for linking me. So I should make sure that my 2K account is linked. I know I have one, because I'm pretty sure Civ 6 required it. That was definitely something I should have done before. And if I remember, you get like a costume or something too for it. All these game companies wanting you to make accounts with them. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, like on one hand, it's like it's kind of nice, but also, you know, because like you get like a lot of free stuff for it usually. But the other hand, I feel like I have an account for like every major company now. You know, kind of ridiculous. But you know, it is what it is. Runeterra got a new expansion. I think it was either today or yesterday. It seemed like it was today. Um, it's been quite interesting. Right? We got Nidalee, Nico, and the Poro King as our new stuff, our new champions. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of people playing Poro King, myself included. Understandably so. He's very cool. Got conversations with Deadpool, Carol Danvers. Remember, right? The conversation with Magic is I tell her about the birthday party, but I don't want to do that. Remember, I can't click and drag on the map. I stand by that. That's kind of dumb. I kind of wish I could. Hey Hunter, all the other emo kids have time to meet. What about you? Can you outside your room and the next night everyone is available? Yeah, sure. I think I gave them everything I need already. Next, Hunter. Peter has pretty decorations ready to go. The last person to speak with is Caretaker. Spent hundreds of years learning how to make the perfect cake. Sure she can whip up something Magic will love. We'll go and ask Caretaker. Lava Flight also, geez, words. That all blurred into one big word. I've also been playing a lot of Street Fighter. Street Fighter 6 specifically, of course. It's been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it.
Would you rather fight 5 tiny Deadpools or a single giant one?
God, who's the actor for Deadpool in this game? I feel like I feel like he's been Deadpool in other stuff. Like I feel like he's like one of the Dead.
Hello.
Now, obviously, it's not Ryan Reynolds, but because there's only so many like people who have been animated Deadpool, as far as I'm aware. It sounds like it's one of the animated Deadpools. I'm just collecting essence and stuff first before I do anything, because I know I will not actively think about it too much. Hey, Blade. Some heroic essence. Love to see it.
Hunter, hello.
Right. Plus, if I go and do
You feeling all right?
some combat upgrade stuff, I'll want it, or like card upgrades and stuff. I'll want all the essences and everything. No one's at the pool. Oh, it's raining. No wonder. But Nico's out here
Hi.
doing some training.
Hello,
I
fellow
respect it.
shopper. Make anything lately?
No, I don't make things. Alright. The daily sparring done first. Probably Deadpool. He's the newest member. And I intend to bring him along.
Safety's on, don't worry. I think.
I think.
I'm gonna need a back.
I don't know. I don't know if I like Deadpool being the one that near there, but that's I'm gonna edit that actually. Got some fun poses. I will give them credit. They're doing a good job here with that. Give him all the fun laydowns and stuff. Can I put him in a different location? He's kind of in a bad spot. I don't think there's any telling Deadpool there. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Sure. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Do you have any abilities to
Practice makes
upgrade?
perfect. Not everyone wants my advice, but they're gonna get it either way.
Inspire? Inspire definitely needs to be upgraded.
New and improved.
Hey! Cider training. Sliders deal increased damage in combat. That took me a second to like realize what that meant. I was like, what? When you like kick something
Constant innovation.
and it's like,
That's the stark promise.
that's good, I think. That's good. I could technically also upgrade the
Alright
heal.
then.
I don't think I'm going to. That's... Oh, so new post was added. Tea, anyone? Is it tea time? It's tea time. Talking about gossip or the drink? Drink. Gossip? You have gossip? You have actual tea? Is it bubble tea? No, what's the gossip? Not the like sold in the Bronx or made from rats? Will not earn you bubble tea. Being a little rusty. Away from the bugle for too long. Dang. Oh yeah, Tony Stark going on and everyone like, yo. Excuse me? Hello? Y'all really just forgot I'm right
What
here?
can we work on for you, Hunter?
I mean, higher research level. I don't know how I increase my research level. Unless it's from doing the gamma
New
analysis.
coil. Let's get to work. Sure thing. Let's get started.
I should have done this first. I forgot. I don't know.
Not bad, right?
Fiori, apply one vulnerable. Fine. Un fuego. Reduce heroism cost by 1. And pain pinata and beat. What does the upgrade of this do? It just reduces its heroism cost? Eh. I feel like Magdom should definitely be grabbed. This is also new. Not act after using this. Also applies 2 market. It's a big hit too. Or I could take whip. I could upgrade a whip. It just makes it do more damage. Cost less. I mean, that's actually pretty good too, though. That's a good card, you know? Take both of those. We study artifacts to raise the research level. Then you'll get
Always a
artifact.
pleasure.
Which I'm guessing I can get from Bishop. I'll spend some
This
skeletons
should be
to
useful.
craft a cure. And I'll use a little bit of heroic essence on the battle scanner.
This will do nicely.
Oh yeah, because my inventory got changed with new cards. What's Carol want? Oh. Interesting. I'm here about Hunter. Every hero has a pariah in their rogues gallery, but Spider-Man has dozens. Check out this list. Which one has the goofiest gimmick? Stilt fan? This kangaroo. Knockback distance or size of area ability? Both seem really good. I mean, I did just get whip, which is a knockback ability. I feel like I have more knockback than I do area. I'll take the.
Thanks,
the
Hunter.
No problem.
Did you
Deadpool.
sleep well?
Oh, sure. I can pass out just about anywhere.
Well, I hope the Abbey starts to feel like home for you soon.
You know what they say? Home is where the unresolved childhood trauma is. I'm sure you've got plenty of that.
Doesn't everyone?
Everyone has scars from their youth. I am no different.
Being here doesn't cause you to, oh, I don't know, dissociate?
What is that?
When you take a break from reality and shut the brain off. You should try it sometime.
No. Despite some unpleasant memories, I am still quite fond of the Abbey.
Ooh, someone should really write a case study about you. Don't worry about me, I love weird. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to explore all of the Abbey's nooks and crannies in great detail.
By all means, we'll have fun with that. Dr. Caretaker?
Could we speak in private?
Will this lead to the two of us shouting at one another?
I cannot see how.
Then yes.
Well, you never know.
Nico needs help prepping for Magic's surprise party.
A surprise party? Have you met Magic?
Why do you say that?
Oh, just a feeling. What does Nico want from me?
A cake.
Can you handle the cake?
Of course. The trick will be hiding the icing. Magic's sweet tooth can lead her to cupcakes at 50 paces.
I'm sure you can use some magic to hide it. That's some upgrades to do, but oh, that's yeah. I can tell Matt. I'm not gonna tell Magic about the surprise party. She's probably not gonna like that, but that's okay.
Time's wasting, Hunter.
A timely enhancement. Let us see it in action.
Let me modify my deck. And
Later.
oh, I think I do it from here. Yes. I'll pull the other whip in place of Inspire. I guess if I wanted to, I could just upgrade the heal now, right? I've just got two of them, and I don't really intend to have more than one, I don't think. Not right now, at least. Yeah, that's probably fine. Assuming I have the essence to do it.
Let's do this.
Big skill? Yeah, I got more enough.
Do your thing.
The only other thing on the map is telling her we're not doing. Come over here.
You wanted it, you got it.
Make them bleed. Well, to the next 3. Oh, that's
We
an
had some
upgrade to
room.
make them bleed too. Cool.
I'd say send them out for the experience, but I think we're past that.
Also, don't have any
Hunter.
intel. We'll need some more intel
Bye.
caches. Oh, hi, Magic. Alright, well, I'm gonna do a mission. We've got a lot of Gamma coil and some credit. This Captain Marvel one's the main story. What's the Morbius? Gamma coil artifact, that's useful. An intel cache, that's a hard mission. Gamma coil and some credits. assuming it means the Hydra truck mission to get that one started. Then I can't do the Venom stuff until further in the thing. Could get Morbius, but I think we'll do... Let's do the easy one. It's a Gamma Coil and some... Play 4 abilities in the first 3 turns. Get some free gloss for that. I'll bring Hunter. And I'll bring Dead. Oh, not that one. I'll bring the Recovery now. Alright. It should be an easy mission. And not just because we got Tony and Deadpool. A weird combo. I mean, I really am required to bring Tony. I don't really get a choice. I'm a little curious just like how focused people are on certain characters when they play this game. Like if people just like hard focus, like if it's better to spread it around or if it's better to focus on one individual character, or like 2 or 3 individual characters. Loot key card. Retrieve the contents of the supply crate before they self-destruct. Even when holding key cards. Use key card to open loot matching crate.
With all of the artifacts and equipment Hydra has been absconding with, it was inevitable we'd
Red
catch
key
them
card,
unloading equipment
blue key
somewhere.
card, yellow key card. Enlighten,
You'll
so I
have
get the
to
extra
move
card every
quickly if
turn.
we're going to recover any of their equipment.
Is that a superhero level task?
Yeah, let's do that.
Hell,
Quick slash should be more than enough damage now.
weak, even for Hydra.
I'll go ahead and activate the red key card.
You've secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
King Pinata might not be bad. 38 life. I don't really have an easy way to do 38. We do a blast to add forceful. Although, yeah, giving Deadpool some KOs is worth it, because that way he can start building on Flago. I mean, I guess the problem is he's gonna lose it immediately. It's not even worth it. Maybe we hold on. Yeah, I think that makes more sense than just to hold out, since I can't even get it anyways. But line this up. An Iron Man over here. This will repulsor blast. That's a good amount of damage.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
Oh, that's a slide. Dang. Looks like there's nothing else for me to do. Let me go ahead and or do I wanna... I'll refresh altogether. Hero combo. Seems pretty good.
I'll handle it.
Oof. Hunter is weak. It seems like they're all kind of coming over to Deadpool.
I'm taking names.
Got some
More
reinforcements.
joining the fight.
Oh, look at that pineapple surprise. Pain pinata.
We have the upper hand.
They've armed one of the crates. It's going to explode if you don't get that key.
Okay, so I need to get the yellow key. Who has the yellow key card? You have the blue key card? You have the yellow key card, so you need to die this time. No matter what happens, you gotta go. That was like glitched out a little bit there.
Mucho gusto.
Which that shouldn't be too bad.
That was something.
It should be pretty doable. With death from above.
Are we excited?
Should be able to get that yellow key card no problem this turn.
I should probably feel bad about that.
Do I have any quicks? Does not look like. Let's refresh this one. See if having like a quick strike or something. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we get the blue key card too, actually, right now. Yeah, let's get the blue one too.
Prejudice.
It'll give us an extra Unfuego as well. Not that we can use it this turn. It'll probably end up getting popped off, but that's okay. Then I have to use the yellow key card this turn.
You've secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
I thought maybe there'd be a way to like billiards this into both of them, but they're sitting just a little bit too far away. But we can stun him. That'll at least help prevent some Unfuego. Actually, yeah, that'll stop all of the Unfuego or any Unfuego from being removed. I'll redraw altogether. Inspire. That'll be good next turn. Hunter will take a little bit. Iron Man will take quite a decent amount. But I don't think it'll be too bad. He'll become dazed again, but that's fine, honestly. Some reinforcements. Oh, it's just a dude. One guy. Was he protecting the other dude?
Another of the crates is armed to detonate. Get to that key card.
Oh yeah, he is. That's kind of cool that they can do that. Well... yeah, so I can't hit that guy because of that. That's kind of cool. We'll get the free KO. We'll do 30 damage to his shield.
I feared the servants of Lilith. Now I teach them to fear me.
Let's use the key card. Mostly because I have to. Tony's ready to go.
That was the last crate. Wipe out the remaining Hydra forces, and let's get you home.
We'll redraw this. King Pinata is actually pretty good too, though. But I think should have done this first, because I would have guaranteed. Yeah, I would have guaranteed hero combo. Well, then I guess we do Pain Pinata because it's literally free. Unfortunately, not really a Pain Pinata.
I choose you.
But it will almost break the armor. I can probably try to break the armor entirely here, yeah. Remove that protection. Probably should have done that first. Admittedly, it was a bit of a sequencing error, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep hero combo in hand. We've got all the caches, so it's just taking out enemies now. Ow. Poor Tony. Okay, he's slowed. That's fine.
Won't be in vain.
Overloaded. I don't know if I like that. I also don't like this. There's a lot of things happening here that I don't like.
Like I expected.
Okay, well, let's start with the quick shot.
Bad luck for you, friendo.
Get that guy out of here.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Let's do it.
Do a quick blast here.
Hope Hydra has good insurance.
Basically, as long as I knock him back into like, the car or the barriers or something, he'll take a bunch of damage.
Hey, the jerk store called. They're running low on you guys. Hold on tight.
Do the Iron Man and Deadpool team up. Super overkill.
I wouldn't have guessed you were so flexible.
What the? Oh, that's right, yeah, because it counts as a card play for both. And I'll build up some armor. Okay, encounter.
Let us see if they have an answer for this.
It looks like I have no interactables this turn. What are you trying? Oh, that's 50 damage. That's pretty good. Or I could give the kill to the hunter. Knock him into that car over there. Ping pong this dude into police cars.
You were too weak for this fight.
That's one shipment Hydra won't be receiving.
That was pretty good. The Dauntless Squadron. 90 gloss. Credits and stuff. A gamma coil. That's pretty good. Oh, okay. That's how you get them. Take the Midnight Suns. Max Friendship. Remember, it was like 5 levels, I think? And we're back. Sorry, my mouse is being done right now. Like, not locking entirely. Should have done that before, but that's fine. I don't know why it's. Oh, because of their. Oh, yeah, did plus mag dump. I didn't give him mag. There we go. That's my bad. That should have been done already. Well, hi, Nico. Is there anything? A couple people want to talk.
I tried to get an ad for my services in Times Square.
Are you prepared for tonight's meeting?
Hmm.
I am more than prepared. I am the Sorcerer Supreme. But yes, I am ready.
Why you gotta say it like that, Dr. Strange? You don't gotta do that. I'm gonna avoid talking about it just in case.
I know I've asked a lot of you recently, dear, especially when it comes to these little excursions. But there is one more thing you could do to make an old witch happy.
Let me guess. Collect a bunch of stuff?
If it were not so good to see you again, I might think you were taking advantage of me.
What?
Ah, Hunter. You certainly are the product of your environment. Between Sarah and I suppose we're just lucky you didn't turn out more cynical. Besides, this might be interesting. Now that the altar is in working order, we just need to reignite my cauldron.
How interesting can that be? Your cauldron was always churning with some concoction in the old days.
Yes. And how do you think that was possible? It's not just any flame we're talking about here. Maybe you've heard tale of the demon fueling the forge?
A little bit.
A fire-breathing demon, no less, blazing as hot as the flames of hell itself. Fortunately, I'll only require a single ember.
I can see where this is going. How do I find it?
I've enchanted this vessel to protect you from the ember's heat. You should be able to get close enough to retrieve it through one of the old mine tunnels beneath the forge.
Okay.
If you have any trouble, I think you should take Charlie. She's always had a nose for finding things around here.
Huh? Oh, the old tunnels? Oh, looks like I've been given a waypoint marker. An old tunnel around the forge? I don't know if I even saw one of those. Oh, you know what? It's probably this. Yeah.
This must be the tunnel entrance Agatha spoke of. The goddess disagrees.
That's weird, because it's not this located.
Noble Tues-Thurs guides my hand.
I guess I could have done this that whole time.
This must be an ember from the forge.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. Get a little bit more running around here too. Is there any like ingredients I can pick up along the way back? Doesn't look like it. Not really. I'm gonna open another one of the chests somewhere.
I have the ember. The bottle is not even warm.
If it were giving off any heat at all, I'd be concerned, given the enchantment on that vessel. Now, let's see if this old girl still works.
I would hope so. It's just a cauldron.
So I can use the cauldron to brew things?
Essentially, yes. Collect reagents on the Abbey grounds. You'd be surprised what we can make use of.
And I just drop the ingredients in? Is that not dangerous?
That's part of the fun, isn't it? And I see you've already found a recipe
What is going on?
book. I doubt you'll have any trouble following along.
What is happening? Cauldron. Craft items, resources, and even cosmetic reward. After agents in it, different recipes on the grounds, find recipe books to unlock new ones. And there we go. That one as well. Another book. King Salve, Rune of Aggression. The hero they gain counter. Strength on the hero they gain 1 strengthen. Vulnerable. Fair enough. Like essence. I can just make a common gift. Palette, steel lin. Huh. I will make a common gift.
Oh, lovely, dear. You're a natural.
Cool. Oh, when I hang out with someone, I can give them a dagger, I guess. I don't know who I would give that.
What's up?
Behind you.
The legend walks among us.
Oh, there's Doggo.
Who's a good girl? It is my Charlie girl.
Nice. Alright, let's go.
Emo kids are meeting tonight. You in?
Let's go.
Lead the way.
I believe I gave my ingredients last time too, so... Felt like a better thing note on, I guess.
And the emo kids are back for another deep dive into the night of your death.
When can we start?
Soon. Strange asked to lead tonight's meeting. He's prepping the... I don't know what exactly. It involves a lot of weird math. While he's preparing his, the theorems, I guess? You should talk to Magic. She'll explain how we use ingredients.
Cool. What up, Magic?
You already provided ingredients, so it was pointless for Nico to send you. To make up for this, I shall tell you something of mild interest.
Well, thanks.
Remember, ingredients make mystical trinkets. Excess trinkets go to you. I will provide a new list for the next meeting. Check your spark tomorrow.
Alright.
Enough about ingredients. I said more words than strange. Has he prepared yet? I have plans for after.
What plans?
Yeah, what?
Solitary plans.
Fair enough, I guess. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
All my preparations are complete. And now for a thorough explanation of this week's delicate divinations. However, Miss Minoru insisted I provide a summary, if you request it.
Keep short.
Summarize, please.
We do the same as before, but this time we zap you with more mystical power.
That is it?
That's it. Shall we begin?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Where do your memories last leave off?
I was running through the Abbey grounds.
Good. Now, focus.
Oh.
And now, wake your mind from slumber.
I burst into the clearing, expecting an army. Instead, I find her. She sits at the center of a muddy circle. For a moment, I wonder if she sleeps.
Tell us, Hunter. Tell us who you see.
I see the mother of demons, herald of the manifold dream, she who tends what dwells beneath. I see Lilith. I see my...
Okay, okay. Kinda creepy, not gonna lie.
What's happening here?
What, you got a spidey sense, too?
I was taking a walk. I heard the chanting.
Crap, I messed up the binding formula.
As I most definitely told you, lemon scented is no replacement for actual lemon.
What exactly is going on?
The Hunter's resurrection, though miraculous, was incomplete. We're attempting to restore a rather crucial set of memories.
How Hunter killed Lilith the first time.
You're not mad, are you?
I'm not mad. But next time you do this, I'd like to observe.
Of course! Next time.
We should have invited her.
Quiet, you.
Probably. Well, why would we not?
You are definitely making progress. How are you feeling?
I am fine.
About Caretaker? We never invited her because it seemed cruel to make her relive your death.
You know? Still, you
This is just as awkward for me as it is for her.
I'm sorry about that. I know you two have some, a lot of friction between you. I'll speak with her before the next meeting, smooth things over. And with that, we're done for the day. You leaving?
Yeah.
That is it for me.
Sounds good. See you next meeting.
Hey, holy kid. Next hero card plate is not discarded. Oh, that's kind of fun. Astral meditation. For 2 combat items use this mission, plus 2 redraw. Or Agamotto's Gaze. For the last 2 attacks played, give drawn attacks plus 10 damage until played or discarded. Start next turn with 4 card play. I mean, this is new. And it's already upgraded. It's kind of not that great. I'm gonna take Agamotto's Gaze. We can upgrade an Agamotto's. Oh, this is upgraded. Yeah, so I can have 2 upgraded Agamotto's Gazes then. Because I can swap that in and then upgrade the other one. That seems like it makes more sense. That is magic. I don't want to talk to her. Because I don't want to tell her. Hopefully she doesn't hate me. Okay, yeah, same thing. The shrine that I was at last time that I failed. Unfortunately, I've not leveled up yet, so I don't think I want to head over there. Hero. Oh yeah, holy. That is a cool card. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it. I'll salvage Whip though. That I will do. And then Dr. Strange. We're gonna swap the normal Agamottos for the upgraded, and then I think tomorrow I'll upgrade. I think other than talking to Magic about her birthday, do I know of any, like, good chests to spend this key on?
Hi, Hunter.
Hi, indeed. I do know have a couple of rares out in the wilderness. Yeah, let's go get one of the rare chests. This way. Anti-material charm, sigil 4, common face sigil. Makes you vulnerable to an object, vehicle, or device. Free. Go ahead and just travel back to the Abbey. I think that's good. A lot of frames going on. I've got 109. The fireplace. I think curtains next, and then the rugs. Look at that. This is a snazzy plane. Getting real nice. Got a mirror that, like, kind of works. I do appreciate that they attempted something. It's not great, but it does technically work. And I'm here for it. We got a face sigil? Ooh. Those are fun. I'm not gonna use it, but that's fun. Oh, I got like a gold mask too at some point. Not a big fan of any of these like face personally. I do still kind of like the TRN. The aviators are also kind of fun. Change outfits daily. Fine. I think it was you. Oh. I guess I haven't done that, but alright. I wonder just how many characters there are. I know there's like a good chunk. There's a couple that I know are in the game. Because they're in like promotional artwork and stuff, but I don't know how deep they are. I mean, I guess if I want to meet more people, right, I should go advance the story, bro. Holy post. And I've got stuff. Okay. Hey Nico, how was Goth Night? We changed it to Emo Kids, but I thought Goth Night had a certain charm to it. The acronym was particularly vermiculate. I don't know what any of that means, but it's a sick album title. What did Goth Night stand for? The Great Order of Thoughts Hermetic, nerds interpreting thaumaturgical esoterica. Once more, that makes it Gooth Night. Only if you're a jerk about it. I choose. Yeah, so that is Goth Night. It's like you never include like let's be real, nobody includes and that kind of stuff. Youngsters, Gen Z, Generation Alpha, kids who are the future, whatever you call yourselves. You know it's cool, right? Do we? The vampires cooler or campier than old school vampires? Or Arvid, whatever. What's the vibe? I don't know, they're both things we kill. You know what I think? We do not. Vampires live in the moment, like nothing matters. Like there's no tomorrow. They don't care if they use each other's toothbrushes or take a bite from the last bagel and put it back. The bite and the bagel. Maybe we could learn something from them. This specific. Did you do any of that? Possibly, or maybe, we all have an inner vampire, and we should listen to it from time to time. I'm glad Deadpool's around. Deadpool, your wisecracking anti-hero merc tagline is pretty awesome. Give me a tagline. What would it be? Hypothetically. If I did that, hypothetically, I'd go with naive newcomer with superpowered dark side. Peter is the relatable heart of gold. Nico's goth boss witch. So true, bestie. I expected worse, so thanks, I guess. Am I the other goth witch? You're the dreaded anti-villain action limbo sorcerer's queen with a cool sword. I don't completely hate it. Deadpool, well done. High praise in Magic Talk. That's pretty fun. Emo Kids list 10 hazel, 10 mushroom, 30 essence. Yeah, this works. More ingredients for better trinkets. Okay. Seems good. So everyone's been talked to for the birthday party. I don't gotta talk to anyone else. Whose room is it? Magic's room, it looks like? Speaking of magic.
Yo, it's good to see you.
I don't even see you, Rob. I'm gonna be honest. Blending in on that couch over there. Oh man. Put on something that's not the same color as the couch? Hey, Tony. Any more stuff lying around? No, not in here at least. Okay. Go ahead and analyze this cache.
Give me a sec. Okay, what's up?
I still don't know how I feel about Tony
Got
having
some upgrades for you, hot off the press. Or
just a mustache and not the whole deal. Outstrike, 45 damage, gain vulnerable. Mark target, like a bunch of stuff that already exists. But here's what the upgrade on this looks like. Just cheaper. Okay. Mark target, redraw to add nearby enemies, gain 2. That's kind of fun. Next to ally ability KOs, count towards the fight up. That's actually really nice. I'm gonna take that. Credit on this is just a stupid amount of damage. Yeah, we'll take those.
If you find more coil, send it my way.
Daily bugle post. I'll upgrade one of the altogether now. And then for Hunter, it's getting kind of a little all over the place. I do want to keep Holy Flame. I guess maybe I just go down to 1 quick slash for now. Maybe I took out the slash, honestly. I do kind of like having the quicks. I mean, it's the same damage, it's just I don't do it to 2 people. Like, plus the whip basically does the same thing. Slightly less damage, but also a little bit easier to use because it's not a directed knockback, it's just all in on knockback, or it's any directional. Yeah, I know. I know what the trick. I'm just picking up acid. Get the training in, do some upgrades. That's up there. There is some there though. Any outside?
An ominous presence dares enter these halls? Oh, sorry, it's you. Hello, Hunter.
Kinda rude, not gonna lie. But understandable. Do the daily sparring. Let's spar with Peter.
Well, you know what they say about practice, right?
It makes perfect? I don't know.
Whoa, save some of that for the bad guys.
I did not read what the boost was.
Practice makes perfect.
Thank you, Blade. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna do the other upgrades.
Caretaker said I need to be a team player, so I guess I'm letting you choose for me too.
Same thing, I definitely has to be upgraded. Throw training, throw objects to increase damage. And I definitely want to upgrade that.
Shouldn't have.
Upgrading another Agamotto's Gaze.
An enhanced spell. Most welcome.
Alright, we have just enough skill assets.
See you around.
Not a crazy amount, but a little bit.
This lifestyle of ours, you know, hunting the forces of darkness. How do you like it?
I'm not sure like is the proper word, but it has got some unique challenges.
How has it already
For
been an
instance,
hour?
a perk are the allies and friends we meet.
Glad you said that. There are too many lone wolves out there. It's good to rely on others every once in a while.
I suppose.
But when we must go at it alone, it is best to have an impressive arsenal like yours.
I've spent decades experimenting and putting it together. Any of them interest you?
I love your fashion sense. Honestly, no, he does
Your
look cool.
wardrobe is the height of style.
He looks dope.
Part of the appeal of the lifestyle is the style.
True.
Shades? Check. Sleek long coat? Check.
Can't forget the sassy one-liners.
Well, of course
For
not.
real though, this coat's been with me the whole ride. Feels like my soul's part of the fabric. I could never part with it, and I'm the only one who could stand the smell. Being good at what we do ain't all about the gear or our ability to improvise. It's about why we do it. You got a good understanding of the why, and the how falls right into place.
My reasons are very complicated.
If they were simple, I'd be worried about you, Hunter.
That's probably fair. Light Hunter. The hunter's choices have allowed the light within to grow brighter. New color is now available for the hunter to equip, granting powerful passive ability in combat. Earning light balance points unlock further rewards. Interesting. Equipping hunter collars. Collars can be equipped at any time after combat. Powerful passive rewards when hunter plays certain card types in combat. The next hunter attack card played is not discarded. Only 3 light cards return in combat. Oh, interesting. How many light cards do I have? 1, 2... Just the 2? Maybe 3 from Holy Flame? Yeah, I do have 3 current. I am quite a ways onto the light path, it looks. I guess there's 200. Well, I'm like 10% of the way there. I'm also about to level up. I think that's... Unless there's anyone that needs to talk about anything. I did the forge. Did our training. Then we're just ready to go to the next mission because I can't do anything here. Let's go. Recoil and some credits. Maybe let's do a story mission, right? Get a little bit of progress here. We'll get some intel caches too, so we can do some other stuff. A rare intel cache and a rare thing. I haven't advanced the plot in a little bit.
There it is again. That strange gamma energy signature. The green numbers, as Bruce says. The Hydra tech we found is saturated with the same fluorescence.
And what does Dr. Banner have to say about that?
Can't get an answer from him. He's gone off the grid. AWOL. Happens sometimes when he's working something out.
What kind of something?
The really big kind.
The big green kind.
Now? We find ourselves another doctor who specializes in creepy gamma science. Just so happens I know of one who recently opened up shop in the area. Of course, he's barking mad.
Faustus.
One and the same.
Well, I suppose you two do have some catching up to do.
Oh, you know. Hydra secrets, dastardly plans, the odd bomb launched in my face.
How soon before we begin the hunt?
Based
Why
on
do you
the
call it a
intel
hunt?
we've recovered? Now.
What was? I get the point of the counting was to be funny, but I don't know. That was kind of rough. Gain 4 fast at mission start. I'll keep the recovering in a bunch. And 1 combo card. Let's go. I will for sure level up during this. Oh, did Captain Marvel get into the wrong uniform?
My old buddy, Dr. Faustus. He'll be thrilled to see us.
Can I change that right now?
It is not hard to detect the sarcasm in your voice.
Never a dull moment with you guys, huh?
You should always be in that outfit. There we go, that's better. Much better outfit.
You'll be heading into New York near the harbor. Faustus is overseeing Hydra operations in the area. There must be something important down there if he's shown up personally. Stay focused and try and keep a low profile. If you think Lilith's forces are corrupted, you don't want to meet the Port Authority.
Okay. You kind of wish the mission briefing happened during the loading and not during when it does. Like XCOM does it during the briefing or during the loading. Just makes more sense.
Careful. Careful. She will no doubt be very temperamental after such a long journey.
She.
There. My beautiful, terrible girl. You'll be free of confinement soon enough. Free to unleash Mother's righteous fury upon her enemies. The weak, the ignorant, the unworthy.
My point exactly.
Oh.
Well, that certainly looks familiar.
They're not dead. They're just gone.
Just like before.
They've been
Plus,
erased.
he's boosted the gamma signature. Must be the new and improved extra evil model.
Ah yes, coming soon to a deserted dock near you.
So glad you discovered television.
Whatever this thing is, it's clearly important to Faustus.
And Lilith.
Which means it's worth a closer look.
Way ahead of you there.
Yeah, what up? We're here to stalk your plans. Beat all enemies to complete the encounter. Easy enough.
Forever in service.
Quick thinking. Fast.
We've seen what those charges are capable of. Don't get cocky just because you've got Captain Marvel to fall back on.
No, no, please. Come, examine the device closely. I think you'll find it's not so easy to dismiss this time around.
Oh, there we go. All it took was one more kill. Okay.
Off our comms.
I'm sure Mr. Stark will get around to it eventually.
Ooh, quick kick.
Ready up.
Knee strike
I am
hand.
impressed.
You really got a one-track mind.
I was kind of hoping I could knock him into the other dude, but this is fine too. Nice.
Sometimes
Spider-Man level up.
I even impress myself.
Got some Captain Marvel. Ooh, photon beam. I mean, I do have my movement still. Well, so I can shove, or I could drop that. I got so much to drop it, it should be Hunter. Let's save the deployment. It's probably best for Marvel to come somewhere over here. That way she can spend... Or that way she can hit both people. Yeah.
I'm on it.
Good one.
Ooh, he's concealing himself. We'll also go ahead and enter binary mode. Alright.
Never surrender. Target locked in.
Vulnerable.
They move to the shadows.
Looks like they want to try a few more.
Once the marksman has sighted in on a hero, their next attack will deal devastating amounts of damage to that target. The marksman can only be revealed by an area attack or by having another enemy knocked into them.
Once my device disintegrates, the great Captain Marvel, the others will have no choice but to listen. Even that fool Crossbones will be forced to acknowledge my greatness. When I deliver her your ashes.
Not as happy as I'll be when I deliver my fist to your face.
Oh, I can't target him though. I don't have any area hits. We don't need that. I mean, that's a good card, but not one I need right now. You know, here's something we can do.
Hail that.
Kinda did that a little. It requires. Alright. I'll spider sense then. Oh, I don't have to move.
This should help.
Ooh, yeah, let's knock him into some barrels. He has been revealed. Unfortunately, I am out of cards. The only item I brought was healing.
We will never forsake her.
I think Captain Marvel might use binary. Oh yeah. That was a lot of damage. I see what they meant by it does devastating damage.
More Hydra incoming.
Yeah, that's fine.
My role as your mother's herald was foretold in the sacred pages of the Darkhold, Hunter. As was your return. Your very life was laid before
Shouldn't be too tough.
as were the traitorous actions of the one you
I gotta take it back. Maybe this will be a little bit harder than I thought.
Caretaker. Has she told you of your true destiny, Hunter? Do you not wish to know? I can show you this.
And I can show you the true meaning of hell, parasite.
Such strong words.
Definitely do with a knockback. Second reveal.
Taken such interest in your family.
Let's chain strike in place, that's fine. Boom! Get that concealed guy out of
My
here.
Greek mythology is a little rusty, but didn't the Hydra originally have 9 heads?
No more time to waste.
Yes.
Let us go.
I believe that is true. Mine was also rusty.
You must have detected the latest modifications to my device, Captain Marvel. I'm afraid you'll find her energy not so easily absorbed this time. No! Please! You cannot fail me!
Owed you one. One?
Now thus will be done.
Typical.
I mean, yeah.
For Hydra.
Capture agent. Capture the Hydra agent before they flee. Break protection on the agent. Use capture agent card to secure the agent. After capturing the agent, defeat all remaining enemies.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Objective locked in.
Dual heroes 42 block. Give 1 strength and 2 vulnerable.
Still not gonna be enough.
I definitely want to blow that up. Like, that's definitely happening, right? We need to generate some stuff. That seems like a good start.
Now that was something.
Quick slash is another, like, easy generate stuff.
Even for Hydra.
We'll have Spider-Man do this. Yeah, because that way he'll be out of the way and in safety. I mean, we could break protection right now. I think we do it. I think we break the protection and just capture him right away.
You are lucky to still be breathing.
Now's our chance. Take Faustus into custody before he can regain his bearings.
Shield guard's protection on Dr. Faustus is broken. Use capture agent card on him before he bleeds. What's up, dude?
Excellent. Hydra won't let us take him so easily, though. Stay alert.
More Hydra coming in quick!
Oh boy. Hydra has been captured. Defeat the remaining enemies to complete the mission.
We need to take care of the rest of these thugs. Don't hold back.
I'm just gonna try to redraw for like a quick card, maybe. Okay. Feels still pretty good. If I can take out people, I should. Oh. Alright. That's good. I still have my movement, but I don't really need it. There's gonna be a lot of damage coming here.
They must know my reputation.
Ow. Ow. Ow!
I think that's gonna leave a mark.
Can we not beat him up too much?
What? No great
Good
speeches,
thing I've got the heal.
from the dark book. The great Dr. Faustus lost for word.
Guessing the Darkhold doesn't have any spells for boosting your cardio. Let's grab this turkey before he makes it to the transport.
Grab this turkey?
Truly your best?
Who says that? Huh, Captain Marvel? Who says that? I ain't never heard anyone say that. I know you ain't saying that. Oh, look at that photon beam. That's a triple kill. That's absolutely massive. Yeah, huge multi-KO. Also just like knee strike a dude. Like that dude. Though he's in range of the explosion, right? So maybe it makes more sense to do this and then
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
go binary for free. Cause the explosion.
Let's do it.
By the way, we still got the minion anyways. I've got some redraws here. I'll save them. It doesn't matter. Spidey's good. Captain Marvel's got a lot of armor. Hunter's in safety. So this should be good. We should be safe. Yeah.
Pathetic.
Everyone's doing fine. And that hill card actually does a lot of work.
Colonel Whip must have caused an error in the arming sequence. I know my adjustments should have tripled the disruptor's yield. The next time you will not be so fortunate.
Aw, it's only cute that you think there'll be a next time.
I recall it.
Welcome assistance.
Go ahead and bind that dude up.
That was something.
Give everyone block. Well, that's it. Got one dude hitting Spider-Man, and that's it. Oh, there was a second guy. My bad. I kind of forgot about him, I'm not gonna lie.
You have your orders. Don't let them get so close to me.
There's that Hydra loyalty and courageous spirit you've been talking so much about.
Let's swap out Whip. Inspire? I'll swap out. Yeah, that's fine. 39. 19? Perfect.
Is that all?
Okay, that was awesome.
Do the chain strike. Chain 1, chain 2.
Go again.
Interesting.
Yes, inspire. Fists of Radiance. I mean, it is a knockback, so.
Watch this.
Ooh, I like it.
Could knock him into Captain Marvel. I've got a little bit of room to work with here. Like a good angle on this knockback. So I should try to play with that. I'm gonna try to find a good knockback angle here. One that doesn't put Captain Marvel in like a serious amount of danger, but will also take this dude out. It's like just not quite there. So I don't want to hit Captain Marvel if I don't have to. But I still want to KO this dude. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, whatever. Sorry, Captain Marvel. She still has her armor. And that dude's attacking Spidey anyways. There might have been an angle there, but I didn't like see it easily, so.
Time to test your worth.
Why isn't my transport ready? I said now, Daniel!
Coming out for you. You're finished. Even your own troops can take the hit.
Easy. Super easy here.
So that's how that works.
I am inside Spider-Man.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll just knock him back. It doesn't matter. The damage alone is what's killing them.
I could have made that so much worse.
Easy.
We've done it. Excellent work.
And then I said that Spider-Man got pretty low there. That worked out.
No! I'm still here, you idiots!
Truly not your day, is it?
You think you scare me? I, who serves at the right hand of the Demon Mother, who hears the whispers of the Dark God Chthon, who was chosen to learn his secrets in the one true tome of creation. Do you really think I could be afraid of you?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What? What? You want to know?
Everything.
Whoa!
Crossbones.
Crossbones. Always hits the target, often misses the point.
Hydra's Black Ops division. You should see the file Steve's got on the guy.
Faustus must have outlived his usefulness to Hydra. And sadly, us.
Perhaps not. If decades of fighting the undead have taught me one thing, there's always an answer. Provided you dig deep enough.
Nice. Let's get that back to the Abbey. Only maybe wipe it down with a napkin first.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. 1 star! I feel like I did better than that. I guess it was 8 turns. Can she survive a Faustian bargain? That's actually cool. Let's keep going. I might take a minute to go grab a drink, though. Between stuff here. I've got water, but... yeah, I guess I'll be fine. I don't have a lot of it, though. My water bottle's only like half full. Maybe a little less. Actually, yeah, it looks like maybe a little less. Still. Nice. Friendship with Peter's almost a little bit there. Almost gained our first friendship level with Peter. That's fun. About to get another arcane level. Actually, I'll probably get that wherever Charlie is. I'll probably get that from Charlie. Hi, Magic.
Nice shirt. Too bad you had to die for it.
Alright, well. No need to be so mean about it.
What is troubling you, Tony?
Oh, I don't know. Pick your poison. I'm living in the Amity Horror House. My roommate is depressed. Oh, and I have a roommate and not my own executive suite at the nearest resort. The espresso machine is broken. The world is turning into the cover of a 90s metal album. And the big guy, well, he's not answering his phone. So you tell me, Hunter, what's not to be troubled about?
Well, we're winning. Banner's proving to be a weak link. I think we're all concerned about
I
Banner.
am also concerned about Banner.
Because you care about him? Or because of the mission?
Because you care about him. You Avengers understand what it means to have another warrior's back. Something I admire.
Oh, we have our flaws too. Believe me. Banner isn't known to be the most emotionally stable, and when the pressure ramps up, well, let's just say he doesn't have the kind of nervous breakdown that results in basket weaving and a week-long yoga retreat. Things get messy. Not being able to see how he's holding up is proving a challenge.
One we must endure for the time being.
Thanks for the talk.
Anytime, Tony.
Right, Tony actually being like somewhat emotionally vulnerable and available?
Hail, Holy One! Or is it unholy? Yet to be determined.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Does nobody want to hang out? Hey. No hangouts tonight, I guess. I haven't checked back here in a while for like essence. Kinda forgot that it sometimes shows up there. Hitting the usual spots. Rain. Not that I'm complaining. You love me some rain. That is not a joke. I actually genuinely like that. It's just so calm.
Interesting.
You know? But, I mean, I don't know. Some people don't like it, but I'm a big fan. I guess we could go try the thing again. Oh, you are, Charlie.
Hello, my sweet girl.
Hey! And Charlie's abilities have been upgraded. And Arcane Knowledge level 3. I get 2 more cosmetic rewards from her. I'm guessing the next level's the same. Okay. What we got? I should probably have you follow me.
Come along, Charlie.
We're gonna go unlock some new magic. I'm just gonna teleport. I'm hoping Charlie will be fine. But I should be a high enough level now that this shouldn't be too bad.
Ominous indeed.
Yeah, I'm the proper recommended level. Charlie has also just got upgraded, so hopefully we're good to go on that. You never be too sure. I have to beat 16 in 4 turns.
When many of the elder gods were
So if I remember correctly, it's basically best for me to focus on the hogs and kind of just ignore these dudes, because they're a little too tough.
was set upon our world to slay these monsters. In that sense, the two of you have had a shared purpose.
Like, using them as like knockback targets is fine, but largely I need to ignore them. Unless I'm specifically trying to do something.
Weak for this fight.
Everyone's been marked.
Possibly match your strength.
So KO's refund card play. I gotta remember that. That marked is really good. It refunds card plays. I need to use that more. I remember using like Tony or someone else.
I saw moves like that once, centuries ago.
I refunded and I get the free thing. We'll refund on this dog as well.
I am impressed.
And I'll activate Fortify.
Welcome assistance.
I feel a little bad for Charlie here, but it's what it is. Probably about to get blasted. So there's 6 KOs I can get pretty easily.
Was unleashed and made quick work of the demons, but in the process, he became something of a monster himself. He even became a god.
If this is a cautionary tale, your timing could use some work.
Yeah, let's activate the revive. Bring Doggo back. See if maybe I can get some marks. Oh, beautiful. That's pretty
That
huge.
was something. Feel my call.
I'm gonna refund the heal here. See if I can get something a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, using my non-quick hits to get
Once again, Lilith's servants
effectively
fall.
quick hits is probably not bad.
Return to your mother.
I wanna use this. I wanna pick this. Can I not hit both? No. Alright, then I'll just hit the one. Absolutely blast that dude. And then the hunter should be fine. Hunter's got a lot going on. I've got a card play, but I have no items, and my only thing is a heal. I've got to do 3 more, no, 4 more? No. 7 more enemies in 2 turns. Does that count as a KO for me? Probably not. Should be an easy 5 more. Yeah, I've defeated 10
The
enemies.
Elder
Okay.
Gods are clearly aware of Lilith's efforts. These beasts may look like her children, but they're only illusions meant to deceive.
Leave some for the rest of us.
This should be pretty easy. Thanks to a bunch of bites here. Oh yeah, this will go real fast.
Move like that once, centuries ago.
I do kind of wonder if I could take one of these dudes out, but
You were unprepared.
we got 2 more to go. Maybe I try to take on one of the big guys. I'm gonna try to take this dude out. And maul into the wild strike.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Maybe that's not smart though. Right. Playing vulnerable to myself seems kind of
Let us see
a mistake.
if you have an answer for this.
Oh yeah, the cure is, it's not anything special. I just need 1 more KO. Charlie, you're standing strong.
They really want to get on my back.
Can I get my counter hand? I have a feeling I might need to take one of these guys out. No, okay. I can just take out one dog. I do kind of want to try to take one of them out though, if I can.
think
If I can try to
Lilith's
get it, I
honestly
will.
jealous that you're getting this extra training in, and with live targets.
51 with 86. No, there's no way. Not with all of this, there's no way. In that case... Owl just in case. I'll just start going to town.
Pathetic.
The objective is completed. Oh, and I get every call. And I get that card play refunded. Oh, I still have to survive though? Well, that's kind of annoying. The
power of the light.
Ow, should be fine. I think I can actually take out one of these big guys. That's how I've ordered this turn. Yeah, I think I can get there.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Depends on what I draw. Ooh. That's a pretty good one to get.
Your time has come. Next time, run while you still can.
I don't need Howl. Give me something else. Heal? Sure. I'll heal myself the full. I mean, Charlie's about to get absolutely messed up. Sorry, Charlie, but
The advantage is mine.
I do need to heal myself. Oh yeah, because now I'm about to take the big dude. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Right to the plate. Survive for 4 turns.
If that doesn't make an impression on Autumn, I don't know what will.
Autumn?
Good work,
Not a
Hunter.
tomb? Alright, whatever. We did it! All it took was one more level up. Yeah, that's fine. Evil has a new face, and they're gonna punch it. The Hunter. I do kind of like those like comic book things. They're kind of fun. It seems like you can like modify them and stuff as you see fit. I don't mind the default ones though so far. They're pretty cool. Hey! I think I got a new spell. Oh yeah, I gained a light balance point. The Elder Autumn Shrine. I will place the moons. Filling on a tomb allows you to reveal all manner of mysteries hidden from view. These may be long forgotten structures or events that cannot be detected with the naked eye.
With a tomb's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there?
It seems like basically if I ever see any of these stones or symbols, I should use it. Turn page. I don't belong here. I felt it before I even stepped foot inside. It's like complete rejection of who I am. Like a tomb himself is here, pushing back against me. I'll try again, another time, but today, it feels so hopeless. I can't tell Agatha about this. I know she is counting on me. Everyone else too. So much pressure. But I don't want to let... But I won't let them down. I can't. Reading is hard. Thank you, Mom. A reveal. There's a bridge here.
Autumn, show me the way.
Hey, a key. Yeah, that means there's also like a chest around here. Have I seen that already? No, I haven't. This is new. Death cap? The Serene Bridge. I do remember there were a few places where I saw that symbol. One of those stone things. Just don't remember where.
Something terrible happened here.
Well, I mean, you don't know that. No, new mastermind. Checking, make sure there's nothing on the sides. What do we got here? Hiram Shaw's Church. History. Oh, hi.
This area, it feels wrong somehow. I sense an old suffering.
Members of the local coven were persecuted here. And worse.
Oh.
Witches?
Salem's history with witches may have been distorted over the years, but some things are true. The witches of Salem did their best to thwart Shaw, but he rallied his congregation against them. The catalyst of the infamous Salem witch trials.
Oh, of course.
When
Everyone
the
knows
coven
about this.
called out in distress, it was Lilith and Sarah who came to their aid.
Their lives in there?
They came all the way from Transia, with the Abbey, to help a group they had never met?
You may not believe it, but I'm sure you would have done the same. Isn't that why the Sons are here today?
Well, that's fair, actually.
Aside from that, your mother and Sarah both saw the signs of Chthon's influence. They knew there was more happening in Salem than the persecution of witches.
Fair.
Chthon's corruption had taken root in the New World, just like the colonists themselves.
And while Lilith and Sarah were still preoccupied in Transia, they entrusted one of the moon seals to the Knights of Wondergore, who brought it to the Coven with the hope that its power would reinforce them enough to deal with Shaw.
But that is not what happened.
Unfortunately, no. When the plague came to Salem, the same one that afflicted your father, Shaw used it to further agitate his flock by placing the blame squarely on the Coven.
And the witches?
The mob was vicious. And the rest is history.
But what about the moon seal?
After the trials, the moon seal vanished along with Shaw. Without drawing any conclusions, I think we can both guess where it went.
Probably with him.
If this was his church, then it is possible the seal is still here, or somewhere nearby.
You read my mind. Good hunting, dear.
The church. Explore the church. Okay. Immediately, my first thought was take a look at the table. Yeah, this is telling me to.
Was this always here? I may have forgotten a few things, but I feel as if I would remember a decrepit church on the grounds.
You may not remember the structure, but maybe you've heard of the man responsible for it? Hiram Shaw? This was his house of worship, and like a great many things on the grounds, Sarah preferred to keep it in a sort of mystic quarantine.
Fair enough.
Even I haven't been inside.
Is that all she did while I slept? Seal things off for our protection?
She can be overzealous at times, but in this case, she was right to be wary.
So what dark secret does this place hold?
When Hiram Shaw first came to Salem, he was little more than a charlatan posing as a preacher. He managed to convince a few desperate souls to join his congregation, and with their help, he broke ground on this church. Whether it was coincidence or fate, in digging beneath the church, Shaw found something that would change the course of all of our lives.
Money.
A long-forgotten page of the Darkhold.
Okay, never mind. Fair enough. It sounds like anyone could have
Do
found
you
that.
think Shaw was meant to find that page?
He may not have been the chosen one per se, but I'm sure this place radiated with enough dark energy to reach out to anyone listening.
And Shaw was just corrupt enough to hear its call.
Yes, Shaw was an eager study, consumed almost immediately by the whisperings of Chthon and the Darkhold's power. Nearly overnight, the people of Salem, old and new, were at his threshold, waiting for the word.
Well, alright then. There's more to talk about.
Autumn thinks otherwise.
Better open the door at least. It contains more influence than I initially perceived, for it is not merely power within, but
This must be
corruption
Shaw's study.
and my wildest imaginations. Each mark upon the landed page could have been traced to its location, lined to a person of power who handled fragments of the blasphemous tome. I have come to believe that the dark and destructive events that plague this land are not the chronological rhythms fate has set in motion, but Darkhold's sway. Great Totem and Greater String? There'll probably be plenty of little tiny. I was wrong to let my heart linger on the thoughts of Lilith. She and her foul sister are worse than I could have imagined. She's even corrupted a man from my congregation to her cause. These women have more influence than that coven, even without their roots in this village. Congregation size falters. Raise my hands to Chthon nightly, crying out for guidance. 12 of those. Ooh. Wrong way,
She
Hunter.
does not see it happening. The goddess of order approves.
Full depths of winter challenge us all. Grateful for Agatha and her control of the elements, especially fire. In these dark days, it's hard to believe that even with the threat of Lilith looming, that cold and hunger can draw up so much of our energy. Agatha brings me to her altar to train now, says that by the end of winter, I will also be a master of the elements. I look forward to that day, if only to leave the snow behind us. I'm definitely using my key on those. An epic chest, like, yeah. Bunch of stuff. Fine or more. Apart, Professor X, the Hierophant. Hierophant Green. Professor X channels his power to raise the knowledge necessary to be shared with his pupils. He holds in his hand the key to understanding. It represents guidance and wisdom from a teacher. Gonna grab a bunch of moonflower. It pains me to set these words to page, for my cause is righteous. Any admittance of weakness I find unfathomable, but I must tread with this utmost care. I said unfathomable so horribly there. Whispering specters intensify, testing my will at every turn. This page, I've come to realize that it is responsible for the corruption of not only the souls of man, the destruction of entire civilizations throughout history. Today, it is the people of Salem that suffer. Mystical barrier.
This ward is not like anything I have seen on the grounds before.
And yet, it's familiar somehow.
Like the wards of protection that Wanda invoked to protect Dr. Strange's sanctum?
Very perceptive, dear. Maybe you should approach the good doctor and see if he has any insights. And Hunter, be circumspect. Dr. Strange is no fool.
I believe that. We'll talk to Dr. Strange now. What more do you want?
Need something, dear?
Who was Hiram Shaw?
Tell me about Hiram
By
Shaw.
all accounts,
Oh,
As I understand it, he was a largely unsuccessful
Okay.
minister before
I didn't even
his
think
arrival
anything. What
at
happened?
Salem, traveling from place to place, swindling whatever followers he managed to gain before being run out of
Maybe I
town.
accidentally hit something. I don't know.
To think that a simple man like Shaw finding a piece of the Darkhold was enough to set all of this in motion, it puts things in perspective.
My father.
What do you know about my father?
That's not an easy question, dear. What would you like to know? Was he a good man? Yes, I think he was. Your mother loved him dearly, and he doted over her. I think for a time she forgot who she was, where she came from. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. She and Sarah both deserve to find something more than just another fight with Chthon. Lilith did. Sarah didn't. At least, not for a while longer still. I honestly think that's the only thing she ever had against him, blood or not.
Was Wanda here?
Did Wanda ever make it to this place?
I suspect she did. But if she discovered something, she didn't tell me.
Okay.
Until we speak again.
I gotta talk to Doctor Strange at some point. Is everything here? More death cap. What a strange place this is. So much terrible history and so much corruption. The energy here draws me in. Maybe it longs to be cleansed of the evil of Hiram Shaw. After all, this was once a place of peace and community before everything. What a page of journal from him back then, written by Shaw himself. I almost thought the page could have some kind of bad energy, but it was just a piece of paper in the end. Although, it made me wonder about what I know to be true here. Just Caretaker and Agatha completely, but I'm starting to think that I don't know as much as they've let me believe. What? No way. Those two keeping secrets? Masterwork. Quest. Where am I? I'm up here. Okay. There's still plenty to look at. Irrigation wreck. To which Martha Richard. This references a tree the villagers called the Life Taker. Limbs held so many of the dead it needed to be fitted with iron supports. Martha Richards met her fate there. Was that true? Was that a thing? Did that actually happen?
The son of Maya approves.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean... might just have to go open that chest I just found. Well, it's like right around the corner here. Oh, yeah, I might as well. When will I be back over here? You know? Probably not anytime soon. Whole face part. Excalibur. Okay. A lot of interesting stuff around. Normal chest. More death caps and whatnot.
If it was here, Autumn would show me.
There we go. Standing in the wrong spot.
Autumn be praised.
Where is this on the map? Okay, I'm over here now. Up in like this little area. So there's another building over here too. Looks like I can kind of come up around over into these areas. I remember where some of the other stuff was too that I've seen before that had the symbol. But getting more fast travel locations is never a bad. Also see a tarot card in the graveyard.
What is
Old
this?
Salem Cemetery. 17th century cemetery housing many of Old Salem's infamous inquisitors. The Empress. Storm channels nature's help in the elements, harnessing a frightful storm with little effort. This card represents pleasure and prosperity, the strong natural influence. I'm trying to remember if there was a JoJo stand. Oh yeah, there was, wasn't there? Empress? I feel like there was. Can't put my name on its name. Let's go this way. A little bit more to explore over in this way. I'll pick up all the reagents I can, because I might as well. I need some stuff too. What do I need, actually, for magic, for the, for... Yeah. 10 hazel, 10 mushrooms, 30... I've got the 10 mushrooms, I don't have the hazel, and I don't think I have the skill essence either. Yeah, but I can get the skill essence pretty easily, I think. Well, I guess let's go this way. Looks way more interesting. Winter's Journal. Feels almost as if Sarah and Agatha are running short of challenges to throw in my direction. Have I truly changed so much that my power can no longer be satiated by these two spellcasters? No longer do I fear the darkness within me, or the light. I've conquered them both and embraced the many facets of my being. Darkness and light, blood and human. Of the mystical rock face. A reflecting pool. Another mystery.
Autumn reveals all.
First, bring that up. I don't suppose open will work on this.
Must not be her purview. The goddess.
Maybe reveal? No. Okay. I'm just not allowed to
There
know.
must not be anything here.
Oops. Keep hitting space to run and I don't know why.
The gods are fickle.
Like, something makes me want to do that.
She believes in our purpose.
Ooh, is that a legendary chest? I can't open that. This is a new trial. I don't have a thing, though. I'm guessing... try to take a wild guess.
I need to find the next moon seal.
If I had to take a wild guess, I would assume that whatever power I gain from that god, it will have something to do with these plants. Just a guess, though. I came from this way, right? So I should go up the stairs. Where did this even take me? Oh, it's taking me back up here, okay. And then we go, wait, was this it all connected? Huh. Okay.
Noble Ushtur guides my hand.
Go ahead and open that up. We're just kind of getting a lot of exploration done right now. Not a bad thing. Oh, I get this cottage. Seems like a great place to bring Caretaker. Actually, she might not hate it. You know, something nostalgic. Bring back all the good memories. statue. I don't know how to activate it, if at all. Major heroic essence, major strength on it.
He sees our path.
Hey, another key. I won't say more. I won't say no to more keys. I feel like I'm not getting like a crazy amount of this. I wonder if that's like a recurring thing. Like if I can come back later and get another one on a different night. But I held the child of the mother. Of their mother, I'm sorry. I tried to be gentle, but clear. Agatha brought her warmth and comfort to the conversation, as I think she is the reason the child shed no tears. At 6 years old, it was time. They've defended the Abbey against Lilith and her Lilin, but soon enough, we will grow stronger. Keep the secrets that we must, but the child must know what hides in the shadows of the world. A little shocked that none of that's anything. Got this tarot card. Tarot card. Zawardo. Uatu, the Watcher, is always lingering just beyond the world, observing and learning. It represents accomplishment in becoming whole, along with reaching the finale of a chapter. Watchers are, like, interesting. Handbook of the Wild. Here from page 13. The Aztec revered the mushroom as the flesh of the gods, frequently serving them with honey and chocolate. Other species, such as the deathcap, were quite poisonous when ingested. Scotch bonnets were known to grow naturally in ring-like formations, sometimes referred to as fairy circles. These were often thought to improve fertility and bring good fortune to relationships. Which appeared at the Abbey today. I cannot say from where she came, or what it is she wants, but Agatha is a truly fascinating and gifted woman, of great magical abilities. I bought a basket of warm food with her. Despite myself, I couldn't turn her away. Even if I had wanted to, she told me she sensed the child of magic. Her heart drew her here. I think that I believe her, though I know that I have no reason to.
Agatha's house.
Hematite is commonly used for grounding and stability, while the lodestone's magnetic qualities were meant to attract good fortune regarding love and relationship. Meteorite, with its association with the celestial realm, can enhance astral projections and served as an excellent amplifier for dream and spirit journey. Ooh, some kind of puzzle. Though I didn't know Lilith all that well, I could have imagined the hunter would be an energetic child, given their lineage. While Sarah acts as the ever-vigilant stickler for order and reason, I became something of a silent partner in crime of the hunter's hijinks around the Abbey. Of course, I would never interfere with their training or education, but someone has to encourage things like exploration and creativity. It would be nice if the hunter had someone their own age to spend time with. Not sure a couple of old witches make for the best companions to a child. Sometimes I have to remind Sarah that there's more at stake here than just training a powerful demon hunter. She means well, of course. Though she loves the hunter as her own. Still, going to drive each other crazy at this rate. Some kind of pet would help. Lilith returned to the Abbey several nights ago, clutching the babe. It was as if illness had taken, or had never touched her. When I looked into her eyes, my sister was gone. Who or what remained, I did not recognize. She pleaded with me on her hands and knees, no less. I sensed the magic of the Darkhold all over her. She's been cast out, the Abbey is sealed, and I find myself the caretaker of the child. Whole bunch of stuff, wow. I have been charting the celestial movements the past many months. The alignments have been properly calculated. We'll gain a better understanding of the coming resurrection. As I get closer to narrowing the timelines, I've begun to pick up disturbances within the grounds of the Abbey. Current events have intensified as of late. The low rumble can be felt emanating from Lilith's tomb. So much to read. Agatha, Heimdall has aided me in the transfer of Loki's confiscated cauldron. Loki's cauldron? From Valkyrie. Will be delivered to the location you marked in your letter. The same letter that found its way to Asgard and directly into Odin's hand. The request caused a great deal of excitement, prompting Odin to appoint me to the newly formed position of Asgardian warrior, clerk, arrange the transfer. I cannot think of a better way to utilize my abilities than act as your delivery girl. I can't. There's too much. Oh, there's too much. I'm sorry. There's
Interesting.
range in a road. It's probably important. Yeah, probably.
Fascinating.
I don't know what that means though. I'll figure it out later. Open the box. Credits, steel wind. Base props. I'll check out all the stuff in a minute, all like the props and everything. So it seems to be everything up here at Agatha's cottage. Am I really not doing anything with the statue? Huh, I guess not. Yeah, this seems to be everything here. I don't see anything else. Okay. And that's now just a normal piece of stone. That's kind of cool. There's just so much reading out here. Which, like, is neat. You know, all the lore and stuff. Like, I don't hate it. I don't mind getting a bunch of lore and everything, but I really don't need it. I don't need all of this lore. It's too much. I'm sorry. Oh. Sorry, is there? Oh no, it's over this way, yeah. Right, this way? Yes. Yeah, if I go down... Oh, there's another one. I'm sorry, I can't. This is too much. It's so much reading. Dryad's saddle? This is the underside of the bridge. But it seems the way is blocked. So... what am I for that one? Oh, but another one of these statues. I can pay, or press F to pay my respects.
If I remember correctly, this is the grave of Will Walker, a notoriously vicious but effective vampire hunter.
More recipe.
Blade would have liked him.
Another tarot card. Emperor T'Challa stands guard before the different regions he battled for the title of Black Panther. It represents ambition and leadership. Protection over one's home. I have found half the tarot cards already. That's kind of wild, actually. Okay, I can't really go this way either. Alright, I guess I probably should try. Okay, I figured it needed to be a different one.
Not see it that way.
I figured it was worth checking. Just to be... yeah, I'm gonna go this way. I'll loop around over here. I want to make a right. Yeah, I want to make a soft right, not a hard right. This is the graveyard. Again. A little shocked there's not like a thing here. The graveyard. Margaret Adams, interrogation record. 2 of 6. Yeah, like there's just like not like a teleport up here. I guess maybe on the top. More recipes. Plants that I can't do anything about.
Autumn reveals all.
Yeah, it kind of looked like there was going to be something there. I'm starting to get a lot more keys now, which is nice. I'll leave the common chest for later. Well, yeah, I'll leave the common chest for later. I'm a little sure there's not like a teleport up here at all. Go ahead, turn around. I want to continue this way? Yes. See what's this way? If anything, there might not be any. This is not listed on the path. Corrupt well, mystery. Another thing I can't do anything about until I get the next moon thing.
Cathan's dark influence has tainted this well.
And I can't go this way. Okay. That seems to be all the exploration I can do for now. So, I think that's everything. I don't think I missed any major pathways. It's really more so just if there's any, like, stuff on the sides. I mean, there might be stuff back here, too. I kind of blazed through that pretty quickly. I don't like look around here too much. It's a common chest. Over here. Over by Shaw's. Well, I guess I did do a lot of stuff over by Shaw's Church, but... Yeah, let's head back a little bit. Let's head to the Valley of the Wind. You know, Nausicaa and whatnot. Where's this? Is this? Oh, this is the... Yeah, that's the cave. Okay. So I immediately went right, so let's go. I saw something sparkling below me.
Autumn be praised.
Caps. More potions. My arcane knowledge has gone up. I'm gonna just no longer require an arcane key. See, this is why we waited. I did not know that was a thing, but let me go get that common chest that was up there then real quick. If common chests don't require keys anymore, that's actually huge. Is now I can just open basically every common chest I find every time they refresh? That's really cool. So I can just get like a whole bunch of free stuff now. I'm not gonna... I don't want to teleport all the way. It's not that far. I don't want to teleport all the way over there for it, but it isn't really that far. I can just teleport back. Am I going the wrong way? Yes, I'm going the wrong way. Took a wrong turn somewhere around here. I think it's following... Yeah, it's across the bridge. This is actually kind of... That's actually a really nice upgrade to get. Right? Because, like, having to spend keys on these common chests is kind of a pain. Being able to start opening them without needing that is really, really nice. Okay. So we can come back to Valley of the Winds again. Okay, I gotta... Okay, yeah, this is the path I just opened before I turned around to go pick up a bunch of chests. I have already paid my respects here. Yeah, so this is all the explored territory. It's just a matter of... I think there was one of those reveal tablets on the ground somewhere around here. Also, faded journal page. You know, more arcane knowledge is never bad. Plus, I do need more reagents for stuff, too.
This is which sign?
Sure. That'll mean something. So, I think that cave is the grave that I was just at. Or not cave, but like the pathway that leads into the mountain. Yeah, was there one up here? There was. I thought I remember there being one around here.
The son of Gaia approves.
Oh. That's a lot. Oh, I know what the answer is.
That did not work.
It's whatever was in the house. Oh man, what was in the house? Do I have that under like my collection? Probably not. I don't even know what it would be. Okay. So, maybe quest items? Probably not though. Okay. Dang, look at that. Oh, it's like, okay, yeah, it's essence conversion. That's actually kind of cool though. You can convert essences. We have like a whole bunch of one and whatnot. Let's look at some of our cosmetics. We've gained a whole lot. Head prop. Midnight headband, normal headband. Royalty. I still think royalty is probably the best one. Couple of new sigils. Sigil 1. Honestly, don't really care. A lot of colors. Eh. That one's okay. I do like the white. I don't really care for the green, but I'm also not that big of a fan of green in general. Full face props. Iridium. Just stoic but smaller. Excalibur is literally just the whole face. Vigilant. That's a very like X-Men one. But I think there's several X-Men that have this exact thing. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there's a few X-Men that have exactly that. Okay, well, we can kind of teleport here pretty easily. Let's take a look at Agatha's cottage. Let's see if I can remember this. I might need to grab like a note card or something. Like, write it down, or maybe take a screenshot. It's like the A thing, the triangle, the umbrella, the unknown, or satellite, whatever you want to call it. A, triangle, umbrella, B, satellite. Okay. A, triangle, umbrella, the unknown / satellite. Yeah. Bam, I'm good. Was that a legendary chest? Yeah, definitely using a key for that. That's definitely worth it. Look at that! Valkyrie. I don't know if that's like a Valkyrie style thing. Okay. And then I think there was a couple of other ones too. I don't think it was just this. I think there was like one or two more spots for
My old fort.
handmade
Caretaker
Lilith
was...
doll.
I never got the chance to truly know my mother. Only the monster
I missed
she
that
became.
stall this whole entire time, huh? Oh, it was just right there. Yep. This is probably just a key though.
He sees our path.
But I'm not gonna complain about getting free keys. More keys means more things. More things is good. I might actually try to hold on to my keys a little bit more than I am right now. Like, hold on to a couple. Right, kind of knowing... Ooh, getting rare gifts now, too. Sorry, kind of knowing that, I can get, like, slight upgrades. Like, how much I get out of a chest, so it might be better to hold on to them a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if it's better to hold on to them or not, because it seems like I might also be able to just start opening the chests without the keys anyways. Maybe not all of them, but I'm sure I'll probably get the ability to open rare chests later too. Hunter journal. Well, at some point, I wouldn't be shocked. And then maybe if I get like most of the way there, probably even epics as well. I mean, I don't know what like the max arcane level is. Okay, we're back to like a normal area. Yeah. Let's make my. I'm gonna make my way over to the rare chest. I'll open that one up. I mean, I should also open all the commons that I see from now on. Basically, every time I see that they're available, I should open them. Since they're completely free, there's no reason not to. Okay, so that was not the right way. But there was a stone here. This is probably just a key.
Autumn reveals all.
Figured there'd be something in there. I don't know what though. But I did think there was going to be something there. Witch's Hazel? I think I need Witch's Hazel, right? For the emo kids. I definitely do want to try to get all. Maybe I should tell Magic, just so I can actually talk to her again. Without feeling like I'm gonna mess everything up with that. I don't know. I'm sure Nico will probably be upset if I tell her. Which, I mean, is understandable. Right, telling someone... I mean, telling a person about the surprise party that is being planned is kind of like a big no-no. And is an understandable thing to be somewhat upset by.
Autumn be praised.
But also, if that person doesn't like surprises, then maybe it's not the worst thing. I don't know. Kind of a weird problem to have, you know? It's like, no matter what you do, you're upsetting somebody. Oh my god, that came out of nowhere. Please cast the spell, thank you.
The son of Gaia approves.
Okay. Wait, if I don't have a doll, can I finally do... I can. Which I was brief, our love in 165 to 1694. Okay, it was only 4 dolls. Ooh, another chest. Okay.
I should have known you'd wind up here eventually. You were somehow always here as a child.
If only I had known him. And still you masked even this from me. My own father's grave?
It wasn't you I was hiding it from. I've been making a lot of apologies to you lately. Now, they probably don't mean that much. But I am sorry, Hunter. Lilith's relationship with your father went against our ways, our purpose, or so I believed at the time. It was the Elder Gods themselves who first breathed life into us. Human notions like falling in love couldn't possibly be part of their plan.
How do you know about it?
And then you met Agatha.
If only I'd realized it sooner. I might have been a little kinder towards him, especially at the end.
What happened?
A great sickness came upon this area just before you were born. Your father was one of the first to fall.
With all your power, the two of you, you could not save him?
Lilith was a gifted healer, but this was no ordinary plague. The corruption went beyond his physical body. In the end, there was nothing we could do.
And the plague?
You were not affected by the plague?
We were all affected, whether we were among the sick or not. I'm sure there was a time when your mother and I both would have just as soon join the dead than continue to watch the villagers suffer.
I cannot imagine you ever reaching that point.
Lilith may have been the most skilled herbalist in the New World. I saw her perform near miracles with the potions she concocted from the plants in her garden. She was consumed by the idea of finding a cure.
But she never found one.
No, despite her efforts, nothing ever worked.
I can see how that would be a dark time for both of you.
Yeah.
With darker times still to come.
How did she react?
What did Lilith do?
She did what anyone would have done. She grieved. But in her grief, she lost herself, and her grief turned into anger.
Is that when you took me from her?
It wasn't long after that. Things started to fall apart before my eyes. I couldn't see another way out but to run.
The plague that turned her into the mother of demons?
No, this was something else, but cut from the same cloth. Your mother was no longer the woman I knew. The sister I had fought alongside for centuries. She was gone.
I have never heard you talk this way before, Sarah.
It's hard to walk the grounds here without churning up so many old memories.
True.
Maybe now you understand why I don't venture out here that often anymore.
We can talk again later.
Thank you, Sarah. Your timing may need work, but I appreciate the honesty.
Anything for you, Hunter. Anything.
If only it were always this easy to bring a family together.
Before I talk to you, I'm gonna open the chest. Bunch of stuff.
Tell me about my father.
Believe it or not, you could thank your father for those good looks of yours.
Hey.
There is a striking resemblance.
Thank you.
I only have the faintest memory of him. What was he like?
I think there weren't that many options.
He was honest. A working man, you could say. Authentic. Of course, I still didn't like him, but that wasn't really his fault. I'm old enough to admit that now.
But he loved my mother?
He loved her, and she was smitten with him. As the story goes, they were happy together. For a time.
Until I came along?
You were an unexpected gift, but a welcome one. Your father was very proud.
I wish I could talk with him now.
I know that feeling all too well, kiddo.
Alright. We still got some chests to go pick up. That way. Common chest here. Doesn't require anything. I take the far right, not the close right. This should, yeah, take me to this chest. Open this one up. Got a lot of keys now. Into visor. I hope that's exactly what I'm thinking it is. I'll continue to run around, make sure I'm not missing any other. I was at a fast travel and I was like, well, make sure I don't miss any of the reveal spots, and also so I can pick up other stuff.
That is something.
Like more mushrooms, other things. I need other reagents and stuff that I need to be picking up. Most of the ones that I need are the ones found, or the ones I need are now for emo kids are all found kind of around here anyways. I'm basically back to the Abbey. There's still a few things to pick up around. I mean, one, reagents, but I think I remember there being a couple of spots with that symbol. The autumn symbol. I don't remember where though, I just feel like I remember seeing it once or twice. Out here, even if only for even if it's like a key or something. Still probably worth checking. I think this is where the cave is? No? Oh yes, yeah, because that's the ladder right there. Oyster mushrooms. Kind of checking around. Any chests out here? Yeah, there's a bunch. This is going the way to the shop. I kind of want to, yeah, come up this way. That's the shop. This is you know, the wall. I don't know if there's any way through the wall. So that's that. Unfortunately, I have terrible sense of direction, so remembering stuff like this is really hard. It's also been basically a week. So I've had a lot of time to think about it. Be like reminded. Okay, let's head down. We just teleport to Hunter's Folly. This will be, I think, a little bit easier. I don't know why I just assumed that was the chest that's up here. Ooh. More reagents. There might also be stuff out here. Open this up. Nice. This is probably just another key, but
Autumn showed
yep.
the way.
But I'm not gonna complain about free keys. More chicken mushroom. We need a good chunk of those. I mean, I think I already had enough, but I'll probably want more than what I need for club. I think it was Witch's Hazel, other component, so grabbing more, that's nice. Right? I guess I can just look real quick at Super Link. 4 ingredients. Yep, 10 of each, and then 30 skill essence, which I don't have, but I can probably get pretty easy. Let me check the reagents real quick. Okay, I definitely have enough for that. I just need the skill essence for magic, and then I'm good. There's the common chest. A lot of gloss. There's one over here. One up here too. I don't remember how I got there. I think that was inside. Like one of like the caves or something, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll just come over to the altar. I know, yeah, there was over here, the altar. Just the circle the entire time. She-Hulk proudly holds the scales of justice in one hand, her briefcase in the other, ready to face the courtroom. This card represents justice and fairness, righting the wrongs of the world. Tarot card. For one, there's a common chest here we can open up. Yeah, not needing keys for these is so nice. I'm trying to get so much stuff out of this. Especially because they'll refresh, so every now and again we'll have to kind of come out and make sure we're grabbing them. Have to pay attention to that. What is over here? Did I never come over here?
Was this pole always here? Almost as if it were meant to be here.
Interesting. I don't know what's going on with that, so I'm not going to mess with it yet. That seems interesting. That seems like a conversation with Agatha right there, is what that sounds like. I don't know how I never went over there, though. Like, I thought I explored, like, all of this, but I guess not. I apparently for like the one thing that is like the most obvious thing. And also up here too. Death. That stands before the black vortex, surrounded by the prized infinity stone, tempting us with possibility. The card represents transformation and entering a new phase in one's life. Little Death 13. Honestly, I'm a big fan of Death 13 as a stand. Completely unrelated to anything going on in this game. JoJo stuff. I actually do like Death 13. I think it was a cool stand.
He sees our path.
We got more stuff. A rare chest. Ooh, legendary palette for Blade. No, Doctor Strange. I saw black and red and just assumed. The Hanged Man. Bucky, it's a Winter Soldier, is restrained by a Hydra, but waits patiently for the right moment to break free from the prison in his world and his mind. It represents letting go of that which could not be controlled and adaptation. I guess we have a teleport basically to just a single chest. I won't complain though. Okay. Other than just more reagents, that should be everything over here, I think. I mean that I'm aware of, at least. I'll follow this path all the way to the end, just to... Or I cannot. Okay. Again, more reagents. Never a bad thing. My cat. Another thing where it's like, how did I never come over here? I don't remember this at all. The little altar? How have I not been here? Reagents are still thoroughly protected. Another apothecary vessel. Or witch hazel?
This looks like a fairy ring.
What? This? The stones? I mean, that is a thing. Like, like, there's like a real thing that happened. That like mushroom or whatever thing, like that is real. It's really strange. But I mean, a lot of things with mushrooms is really strange. Mushrooms are weird plants. Hey, Magic. Do I tell you? I don't know if I want to tell you. I might not tell you. Alright, we got a bunch of stuff to look at here. So... Oh, new face sigils. I mean... I don't mind, like, the cyberpunk aesthetic, but I've never really been a big fan of, like... this. That's a little bit better, but still, I'm not say having none. Some, like, aviator goggles. Yeah, not quite what I was expecting, but we take it. Wing? Oh god, no. No, that's so ugly. Crown! I actually kind of like the crown over the tiara. I don't know what to take. Outfit, I got a bunch of new color schemes. Blood Hunter, I actually like that one quite a lot. Already, flashbang color. I surely do like Blood Hunter. Enough that I'm gonna grab it. I am a big fan of black and red. If you can't tell. Someone who actively uses a lot of black and red on my stream. Full face props, we got a lot here. Capital. Roar. I mean, these are all based on, like, characters. I don't remember what all of them are. I'm pretty sure, at least. Justice. I don't know who this is, either. Why is that one so expensive? Not even that cool. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. That's kind of neat. I kind of wish it was just the horns. And that's fun too. Like a hood. I really like the Valkyrie thing though. Valkyrie. Also grab the hood. The hood's kind of fun too. I think if the hood had a different color to it, that it matched. You know, like the red highlights with like a matching like light gray color. I think it's the light gray is one that matches the most. I think that would look kind of cool. It would fit in with the rest of the hood, but for now, I'll wear. That's kind of fun too. Have the red Valkyrie thing with like a gold accent. Yeah, that kind of fits the color scheme going on here. I dig this. This is a good look. This is a good hero look. Okay. I don't need to worry about that. Okay. That's fun. This is fun. I like it. A couple of characters got some alternate colors. So far not that great. What we got for Captain Marvel? Nothing new. Deadpool got a couple. You got a couple colors. Gunmetal, I think I like the black more than the gray. Yeah, I kind of just like classic Deadpool. But maybe they'll eventually just grab all of them if I have like enough left over at some point, but that's, I mean, it's black and reds. You know, I'm a big fan. Green. That one's actually kind of fun too, Blood Rider. The red with black accents, that's kind of fun. Classic's also pretty fun with the white. Making it all white. Tony, nothing. Magic, nothing. Probably should bring Magic along at some point. I don't think I've used her yet. And Nico, I kind of just prefer her normal outfit. Normal clothes are much nicer. Okay, well we need to talk to Doctor Strange. Is he in the library? Before I do that. Oh, yeah, these are the cards. Did get a palette. It doesn't use up enough stuff that I can't. Okay. It doesn't use up anything that like stops me from doing what I need. Where's the skill? 25 with moonflowers and chicken mushrooms. Could do that. How much skill do I have? Oh, I would need the. Yeah, I can probably find one laying around right now. I'll get the palette though. Oh, for magic. Maybe we do bring magic along. Doesn't even, it just unlocks the option to unlock it. Oh, man. I actually don't hate that though. A little bit about magic in like all gray is honestly kind of. Anyways, what a Doctor Strange.
Ah, Hunter, I was just admiring the collection. Someone spent a great deal of time piecing this library together. I hope you don't mind me having a look around.
Of course not, Doctor. The library is an asset to us
Why
all.
would you care? You're
I
the
see
source for
I'm not
Supreme.
the only one who's taken an interest in these works. You haven't been getting into anything precarious, I hope.
What?
I have found something on the Abbey grounds that I think you should see.
Oh, sounds mysterious. By all means, lead the way. I typically avoid venturing this far from the Abbey, especially at night.
Don't loop all the way around.
It makes Tony nervous, you see. Not in the I'm concerned about your personal well-being, Doctor sense. There's an unsettling air about this place.
This church belonged to a preacher named Hiram Shaw. His influence turned Salem against its covenant.
Oh, well, that's fine. They were talking, but it's okay.
You were right to bring this to my attention, Hunter.
I thought it resembled one of your wards of protection.
There's a reason for that. It's the same magic Wanda invoked in her attempts to protect the Sanctum. But what is it that you're chasing out here? These wards aren't something to toy with.
I will not know for sure until I get past this. Is there any way to dispel it?
Unfortunately, no. What good would the wards of protection be if they were so easily broken? But I have been wrong before, at least recently. Do you have any suspicions as to who may have conjured this here?
Wanda would have been my first thought.
Wanda spent a great deal of time out here, and she had
It's
the power.
similar to her magic, so.
She does have some experience with these spells. But why would she do that?
The only way I will know for sure is to find a way through to the other side.
I'll think on it and see if I can come up with some way to assist you, Hunter. For now, though, you'll have to be patient.
Thank you, Dr. Strange. I do appreciate the help. That was the cat. Okay. Go ahead and fast travel.
Yes, hello.
It's Apollo.
I'm almost getting used to seeing you on your feet again.
Seems like... Yeah, I've got something to talk to you about Agatha. Oh, jeez. Offering bowl.
Is that meant to be an offering bowl on the altar?
Another artifact Wanda was toying with but could never make work. I'm curious. Next time you find yourself there, place something in the bowl and speak an Elder God's name.
Okay.
Perhaps it will work for you now that you have their blessing.
I will certainly try.
Something on your
Wanda
mind?
power.
I have heard that Wanda's power comes from
The way
Chthon.
I understand
I did not click anything.
within
I have
that
not clicked
mountain,
anything.
The dark god Chthon had long been imprisoned, his corruptive influence an ongoing threat to the people of Transia.
And Wanda was affected?
Whether Chthon reached out to Wanda, or he found her by chance, I can't say. But Wanda was blessed or cursed by Chthon, touched by the power of chaos magic. While he had hoped to make her some sort of acolyte, she proved to be more capable than even he foresaw.
What about Chthon?
What can you tell me about Chthon?
One of the first Elder Gods, Chthon is said to have existed for tens of millions of years, well before the dawn of humanity on Earth. Believe it or not, he wasn't always the bastion of evil that we know today.
This story sounds familiar.
As the legend goes, the downfall of the old gods was actually brought upon by Chthon's brother Set, who found that by consuming his siblings, he could gain their power. After Set consumed Hypus, Chthon followed suit with the others, and in this way, many of the first gods also became the first demons.
And how did he come to be imprisoned on Earth?
In the same way Hydra has worked to restore Lilith, various cultists of the past sought to revive Chthon to wield his power.
Of course, that's what they
When
do.
Chthon failed to cooperate, these same cultists did the only thing they could. They locked him away again.
What's Transia like?
What do you know about Transia?
Transia is your ancestral homeland, Hunter, the birthplace of Lilith and Caretaker. It has always been a sort of magical junction, drawing in every type of occultist, sorcerer, and even the occasional Elder God.
Who? Huh?
The Abbey grounds still behave in much the same way, even after all this time.
And Wundagore?
Wundagore Mountain has always played a prominent role in whatever scheme was underway. Chthon himself is said to have created the Darkhold, deep within the caverns of the mountain.
What was Caretaker like?
What was Caretaker like when she was younger?
I'm sure it's difficult to remember now, but Sarah wasn't always the steadfast contrarian. In our younger days, she was much more enthusiastic about dashing off to save the day, not unlike some of our younger allies among the Suns.
That does not sound like the Caretaker we know and love.
Keep in mind, Hunter, Sarah has faced a great deal of loss in her time here.
Yeah, she's been around for a very long time.
I would say she's earned the right to be disagreeable, at the very least. She is a very strong woman. I'm not sure I would have held up as well given the same circumstances.
The Knights of Wundagore.
Who were the Knights of Wundagore?
Another mysterious group of heroes in a world full of mysterious groups. Of course, I'm no expert on transient history. I do know that the Knights of Wundagore were formed as a response to the growing threat of Chthon's influence near the mountain.
What exactly did they do?
Hydra was hardly the first to dabble in chthonic schemes. Many have tried and failed to awaken the Dark God. Over the centuries, the Knights fought alongside a number of allies who stood against the various crazed worshippers of Chthon.
You were there at the witch trials?
Not initially, no. If I had been, I like to think I could have stopped them before it was too late. I sensed something was wrong, and when the witches cried out in distress, I came to Salem as quickly as I could.
But Shaw had already committed his crimes against them?
Yes. It was a devastating discovery. And for the longest time, I blamed myself.
There's not much you could have done.
But you see now it was not your fault.
I've come to understand that we must accept the past and move on. But that doesn't mean I won't always carry that pain with me.
That's fair.
I know that feeling all too well.
I know. And I wish you didn't, dear. I really do.
Alright. Let's... I'm gonna make some skill lists.
That was expertly done, Hunter.
I just need to find like one little like tip of skill lesson. Somewhere around the Abbey in the morning. I should have all the resources I need. Or potentially I can find it now at night, but I have a feeling I probably won't. Just a thought. I guess I don't know. There'll be something hanging around. Unlike out here, where nobody is hanging around. Is that a Spider-Man in here too? It's funny. I haven't really paid too much attention out here. I like the pool and stuff. Kind of fun. You can lounge in the smaller one too.
I needed that.
Got a balance point for that? That's interesting. I was not expecting that. I got a point for that. I'm gonna talk to Magic.
I think it's telling that not even Hydra wants to mess with Staten Island.
Privyet, Hunter.
What is that supposed to be?
Let me guess. Could not sleep? Starting to become a common theme here.
It was not always the case. The Abbey was once a different place. I was happy here once.
Now that is something I would like to see.
I suppose I have earned that. I have been extra me lately, as Nico says. It is just that for so many nights now, every time I close my eyes, all I see is Wanda, drowning within darkness, calling to me.
We'll get her.
I do not think I will ever sleep again. Not until we find her.
Losing a comrade is always traumatic.
I don't know why.
It is perfectly normal to dream.
I think we're like she
about
died.
I am not just dreaming about her. She is reaching out to me. I could feel her, Hunter. Hear her crying out for help as if she was in the same room. Such anguish in her voice. It's a sound I will never forget. Like me, you also have a connection to the darkness, Hunter. Don't you also hear it calling out to you in your dreams sometimes? Whispering secret things, dark things.
I refuse to listen.
I turned my back on her darkness just as my mother turned her back on the world. I have no connection to her or her kind anymore.
You can tell yourself that all you want, Hunter, but I've heard you calling out in your sleep. Calling out to your mother, Lilith.
I am angering her so much.
I know you dream about her. But it is not your dreams that concern me today. All that matters is we find Wanda. I hope you will do what is right when the time comes. Sweet dreams, Hunter.
She is so angry with me.
We need to talk.
Yes?
Oh, I don't want to tell her. I shouldn't tell her.
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
It's good to know that. That means that I can just like talk to her and it'll be like, okay. You want to tell her about the party? No.
We're ending their war. It's a slow burn, but we'll get there.
Alright. I think there's a couple of new
Why, hello, Hunter.
recipes for the upgrades too. Yeah, a regal bet. Ooh, I can get a fancy pen. I can get an armor stand. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but chandelier, a better armoire. Okay, weapons frame. These are all pretty fun. Actually, I kind of get one of the frames. But I'm gonna get an armor stand. I don't know what the purpose of it is, but there now. The bed's the only thing that I can change the color of. Just kind of like this one. That's kind of fun. Alright. I think, assuming there's not any more, that'll be it. We did do some stories, so I think there's usually like a story thing that happens.
You found your way back to me. This new world suits you well. You look strong.
Why, thank you.
What is it you want?
Well, don't gotta be so mean
To
about
love
it.
you. To be there for you as a mother should.
You don't know how to love.
Love? That word must burn your lips.
Burn? You have no idea. It is the only thing that fuels me. Everything I have done, everything I do, everything I will do is for you, child. Always for you. Can you honestly say the same about Sarah? Surrounding you with heroes who will gladly return you to your grave after you've exceeded your use.
Wait, not this again.
I mean, you don't know that.
Poor child. How did you end up so alone?
Oh, I got lots of friends. I have like 7, to be exact. I think. 8? I don't know how many I have. Let me look at the menu again. I think it's 6, actually. 6 or 7.
Another dream.
It's actually 9.
Coincidence.
More than I thought. So. Moving from the shop class, you can set up the next night. You have time to spare.
My favorite childhood prank.
I can do shop class.
But I have not heard them.
Up on the night roll for. I believe I've already given all the resources.
Oh, maybe this was her idea of a joke.
Sorry, were you talking? You probably were. That was I probably wasn't that important.
Hello, my sweet girl.
Okay, where is everybody? Magic's there. Okay, I need to get like one skill lesson, I think. So hopefully there's just like one sitting around the Abbey. Alright, I want to turn in. Oh, perfect. Where's magic?
Yes?
I have ingredients for emote.
I have something for you.
Oh?
Pay the ingredient.
Here you are.
Good. This will help the ritual.
I believe I also already turned in a bunch of stuff for top class.
What is on your mind, Robbie?
Fear, anxiety, doubt, you know, a bunch of feel-good thoughts and feelings about where this team is headed.
Why is that?
Wanda is gone. And all calls to Banner are going straight to voicemail.
Well, Banner's got stuff to work
Everyone's
out.
on edge about it, and that puts me on edge, you know?
What do you think, probably?
Try not to worry too much, Robbie.
Kinda hard not to. Worrying is like Sparky's full-time job. You know, I can't help thinking. The Avengers are so preoccupied with reaching Banner. But I bet no one would notice if I like took off and joined Hydra or just, I don't know, disappeared.
I would notice.
Robbie, everyone here would notice, including me.
I'm not so sure about that.
I am. If you were to fall off the map, I would toil day and night to find you.
Yeah. I guess you are pretty stand-up that way.
I try.
Well, I guess I should go find Peter. See if he wants to chill. Might take my mind off things, you know?
That is a good idea.
See you around.
I mean, hey, maybe he knows a thing or two about your car. Help hero.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Bring Robbie on the next mission? Sure.
Thanks, Hunter.
I'm fine to bring Robbie. He's kind of fun to have around.
I like the shirt, but I wish we'd made hoodies.
I realize this isn't a formal military.
I don't want to get like too deep into today, but also I do kind of want to get like most of our maintenance-y things done. One of those chests have come back to. Once I make sure I picked it up. Oh, that's new intel, new gamma coil. Yeah.
Well met.
We need to talk.
Is this just the
Yes?
password thing again? Okay.
Nothing. Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry to bother you, neither. It keeps giving me the pop-up, and it's like, well, I should check the pop-up to make sure. Not anything new. I don't want to miss out on new dialogue. And continue to anger you. Hi, Abbey. How you doing? Okay, whoa, hold up. Whose room? Whose room? Tony's room? Okay. That's a very tall painting. I do find a little awkward, I feel, to get some of this stuff in here. You know, maybe there's like other pictures worth converting to. I remember what it was under. Maybe in the photo booth? Oh, that's kind of fun. You can just like make ones? Oh, that's fun. Which please? Default. What do I just hit? Random. The Amazing Spider-Man? Those are actually kind of fun. The darkness rises. This is fun. This is cool. Oh, look at all this stuff. I wonder if this is like all the characters that are in the game. Not to be like too much of a boy there. Agent Deadpool. Comic things over the Midnight Sun. You can rotate it around. Put the foreground to the background. You can scale it up or down. Delete it entirely. There's some pretty cool backdrops too. It's actually kind of neat. There's just like a lot here. Okay. I wish to proceed. I don't remember where. Oh, it's in the gallery. Hold on. Postcard. There was someone with Tony. Okay. I think now is a good time. I might get some of like the more daily stuff real quick, but I'm definitely not going on another mission. Like I think I'm gonna like come down here real quick, open the caches and everything.
So, how's the whole saving the world thing going?
But I don't think I'm gonna do anything else.
Genius inventor strikes again.
Opportunist. The next 2 Spider-Man environment attacks cost 0 heroes and +2 movement. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Taunt quick. Getting a quick move on Captain Marvel's pretty nice. Dark heal. Alright, ally to full health. Cure. Hunter takes 38 damage. But I don't particularly want that. I'll take both of these. These are really cool. I still can't do any research.
See you, Hunter.
We'll get there. Nico made a new post. So I just did the most adorable thing. I was eating a bowl of ramen and she kept begging for some. First she put her head on my lap. I wouldn't budge, so she kept bringing me little gifts. A leaf shaped like Doctor Strange, a little pillow. I think one of Robbie's comic books. Yeah, she brought me a thing that looks exactly like the Staff of One. Like, here's your favorite thing, right? Noodle, please. Give her a noodle. No, I don't think it's healthy for her, but I did conjure up a bowl full of meatballs. I thought you were vegan. I am, but it was conjured food. Never part of any animal. Unless you conjured the meat away from an existing animal. At worst. That's pretty good. That's a good. Quick jab. I don't know what to replace for quick jab. I mean, currently she's like all... Maybe the non... Yeah. For the quick jab. The non-upgraded thing. I think that's fair. Like, knowing what to do with these decks is really tough. It's so small. Right, like, 8 cards is not a lot. Random one resist. That actually might be getting upgraded at some point here, though. And then I think this is just saying that I have cards that can be upgraded. Maybe? I don't actually know. Is Whip actually a dark card? Oh, it is. Notice that. Maybe I stop using Whip for a little bit. Nah, I think it's just too good of a card, being honest. I also don't know what else I would use. I mean, maybe I like replace Quick Slash with like an upgrade. That gains knockback as well. That's actually kind of nice that gains knockback. Oh, I guess Wild Strike is also a dark card. Well, that's fine. We can have some dark cards in there. It's not the end of the world. What is the up? Oh, is it just that I have popular? Is that all? I don't even have anything over here. I don't know. Okay. I will go to the yard. A new ability upgrade. Apparently.
I still say we should have built a fire. Back again.
Research requirements. Research projects undertaken in the forge often have specific requirements for different heroes. Choosing which abilities to upgrade in the yard, heroes depend on ops in the war room or missions to take at the mirror table. Use Q to view pending research projects. Well, that's kind of fun. Yeah, so I can see what I need to do here. 5 combat items to the bench to get an extra slot. One mission was Spider-Man. I don't have enough resources to upgrade Spider Sense, which is fine. I'll do the sparring today. We'll spar with Robbie since he's coming.
Like playing with fire.
His current combat bonus? Oh, that's fine. I don't even know what his current bonus is.
Maybe you should be the spirit.
Invigorated. Need 1 strength in mission. Friendship. Get a training XP. Okay, what's the next one? Topple and falling trap train. Do the next reward.
Do your thing.
I'm guessing it's basically gonna be like all the interactables will get upgraded.
I've been told Stark Enterprises can be a toxic place.
You don't believe it, do you? I know how you are, Tony. You can't fool me. This one's a little pricey right now for me. I'll worry about crafting more when I need to. I've got a new thing to do.
Autumn does not answer.
Over here, really quickly.
Do you remember the bells?
Good. I was hoping for something to do.
Go ahead and open the cache.
Here's the latest from Hydra World.
Kneel before Modog and a bloodthirsty spelunker. 4. Upgraded ability and just another. 15 intel.
Pick a bad guy. Any bad guy.
These expire. Dang. Ooh, I need another cache. I'm not gonna have enough to do both. Well, if nothing else, the upgraded ability is probably better than a normal one. Okay, let's select the hero. Not Robbie, because we need Robbie. I guess on Spider-Man, maybe? Maybe Doc Strange? Not Robbie, he's for Tony, maybe? Maybe even Carol? Oh, let's send Tony.
Boss.
Okay.
Bye.
I'll need 1 more intel.
If you got a minute, Hunter, I'd like to.
So I'll talk to her tomorrow. I just got Nico to talk to. I'll talk to them another time. I will instead save the game. Manual save was on day 8. Currently day 10. Override the manual. I kind of would rather it keep the game, but I don't want to keep many. But that is gonna be it today. Yeah, I went a little over, but that's fine. A decent over. I don't know if I even started late. But you don't know VODs, let's make sure my VODs, check them out. Hope you see you next day. I'll be back tomorrow for sure. Continue this. See what Carol and Nico want. And that'll be it for now. Until then.